Quite a lot of you actually liked my last reaction video. For those of you that missed it, I did a reaction video on the most ridiculous billionaire houses. It is up there in the top right of the screen, so make sure that you click on that if you've missed it. Now I'm going to be watching something which used to scare the shit out of me when I watched it when I was a lot younger, just before my holiday the next week. I used to watch air crash investigations on Discovery Channel, and yeah, let's just say that was a really bad idea to do that. Anyway, so today I'm going to be watching the top 10 scariest plane videos. Now this is over on the Top 10's YouTube channel, so big shout out to them. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and make sure you subscribe down below as well. All of your support is much appreciated, and if you do enjoy this type of content, make sure you let me know in the comments section. Let's watch the top 10 scariest plane videos.
Around the world, there's over 145,000 flights every single day. So
I can't get my head around that number.
Scary things happen on planes. From the scariest near misses experienced by pilots and passengers,
I wouldn't want to land on that one.
Mysterious videos that no one's ever been able to solve.
What was wrong with that one? Oh.
Have you ever seen a plane blow up? I don't mean like in a movie with special effects, I mean really explode. Well, that's what happened on purpose in the UK back in 2015.
On purpose?
Of course, no one was on this plane when it was blown up.
So how's that scary then, if it was planned? I'm just looking at a plane exploding because it was a controlled explosion. I mean, it'd be scary if it was something which wasn't planned, but if it was planned...
It was done as a test to see how well a plane would hold up against an explosive.
So it wouldn't.
This test cost $387 million. It's quite an amazing sight to see, and the plane did hold up quite well on the outside. But of course, if this happened during a flight, the plane would simply fly out of the sky in 2 pieces.
Yeah, no shit! What an expensive waste of money. You could have given me like $1 million of that and I would have been well on with my life, but no, goodbye big plane.
This one took place in Parkland, Washington in 2019. A cop car was driving down a road one day and everything seemed normal.
What?
That's when all of a sudden a plane lands on the road next to him.
Oh,
the pilot must have been pretty good because he didn't hit anything. The plane made a dramatic thud onto the road and
oh my goodness, it was going into...
stop. But just as this happens, it was pulled over.
It stopped at a red light!
Incredibly illegal. But it turns out the plane had actually malfunctioned and the pilot had done a pretty good job to land on a road.
Wow, fair
Thankfully,
play.
there were no reports of injuries or damage.
Yeah,
but
fair
the
play
cop
to
said
him.
after 21 years on the force, this was a first for him.
That would be more scary if, like, you were on the road. If you were the pilot, you'd be kind of in control and know where to avoid. But if you're on the roads, you can only assume, like, what if the entire thing's gone? What if, like, there's no electronics controlling it? Because that was going into oncoming traffic at one point, and that would have been horrifying to anybody else on the road. But luckily it stopped at that red light, because if it got to that intersection, then you'd be... Ooh, that'd be so much worse.
One day in LA, a plane spotter named John Graff was recording a normal plane. The airplane had just taken off from an airport and was flying away.
Oh, is it the one that crossed
That's when in a split second, a large aircraft flies right in front of this plane. It then flies right off frame.
That looks like...
That was nice.
Yeah,
Did you see that?
That... What?
John and his friend are both taken aback. His friend says maybe it was a fighter jet going really fast. But this looks much
that
larger
doesn't look
than
like a fighter jet
to me.
It just looks like a normal plane. This isn't scary at all. This is boring, if anything. My guess here is that there was a plane, like, in the far distance. Like, you know how people take photography shots of the moon? And they can make the moon look extremely big just because they're really far away and they really focus on zooming in. I think the similar things happen with a plane that's like well in the distance, that's crossing and going to another airport. That's my guess anyway.
Comments have said this could be a super fast stealth jet the military is developing.
Aliens!
But
it's aliens!
This video is over 1 year old and the military's not brought out anything like this. Plane crash. Statistically, airplanes are the safest way to travel, much more so than a car, boat, or even bicycle. But every year, there's around 14 plane crashes.
14! I didn't realise there was 14 every year.
This plane crash in 2012, however, was done on purpose.
Then why is it in the video? I'm here to see the scary stuff. If it's done on purpose, then I don't care. Scary stuff is when unplanned things happen, like sudden jumps. I don't know, maybe massive turbulence which sends people flying in the air or something. Non-scary stuff is when you see things intentionally happen.
This was after the pilots parachuted out of it. As you can see, the helicopter tailing it was filming it for TV. Many expected the airplane to simply explode as soon as it hits the ground. But the sand actually softened the blow. Instead, it skidded and then the plane's nose broke off. Sand then tore through the plane's body, totally destroying the interior.
I guess the good thing to take away from that is that if you were a passenger, you would probably be okay. You only see that nose cone come off and then the rest of the plane generally be okay. That's quite reassuring, if anything.
This experiment cost around $30 million to do.
Again, don't bother with that anymore. You've got it. If you ever want to do that again, just send the money my way.
Snake on a plane. Everyone remembers the iconic Samuel L. Jackson movie Snakes on a Plane, but it turns out truth is scarier than fiction. While a plane was in the air, a snake came down from the overhead compartment. Using magazines and a blanket, 2 of the passengers were able to capture this snake.
Oh my god! Can you imagine that? You're just there, you look up and all of a sudden, oh fucking hell, it's a python! Wow.
Aeromexico say they're not sure how the snake got onto the plane.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they would be sure. If they were sure, then there'd be some serious questions to be asking people.
Plane ghost.
Oh?
This video was filmed one night on a plane. Most of the passengers are blissfully unaware of what's going on. They're wearing headsets and watching a movie. But one passenger keeps seeing something very strange. Floating from one of the seats appears to be some kind of phantom or ghost.
Nah. That looks fake. I'm glad they replayed that a second time, but immediately to me, that looks fake. And the reason why that looks fake to me is because I'm comparing like literally the frame rate of the movement of said ghost and the frame rate of the video itself.
In the comments section, one person said maybe someone was smoking on the plane.
Nah, that's stupid. You're not allowed to smoke on planes. I'm gonna go frame by frame through this YouTube video, so you can do this by pressing on the more than and less than keys on your keyboard. So, I'm gonna move one frame at a time. So, moving on 1. So, as you can see, every time I press the button, the ghost moves. The ghost is moving. The ghost is moving. Ghost is moving. Now the frame's moved. Moving. Now the frame's moved. It shouldn't move if the overall frame isn't moving with it. It just doesn't make sense. I'll just go and check it again. Here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's still moving. And now frame moving. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me at all. This is fake and this is edited. That's my conclusion.
One day an airplane was landing very close to another plane flying in the sky. That's when a young passenger took out his phone to record out of the window. This is a pretty common thing to do when landing over somewhere interesting.
Whoa!
But as he was filming, something strange comes into the frame. An incredibly fast, small object was moving in the opposite direction to his plane.
Whoa, did you see that?
The boy is stunned and says, "Whoa, did you see that?"
What could that be?
I've tried slowing this down, but the frame rate is very low. This means all we see is a disc-shaped object. This may be motion blur though, in reality it's likely a lot smaller.
It could be a bird, but then again, do birds fly at that height? I don't think they do they? Especially if you're over a sea, you're not going to get birds flying that high over a sea. It could be a UFO. There was no trail behind it. My reaction would be the exact same as the boy on the plane. Whoa, did you see that, Mommy? Timmy, go to bed. This is an 8-hour flight and it's killing me. But Mommy, I just saw a big disc! Go to bed, Timmy.
This craft may have been emitting some kind of light. This has led to some online saying it could be a UFO or maybe paranormal.
Let's go with aliens. We haven't had aliens so far at all this video. Let's go with aliens. It's definitely aliens.
After all, many people do sometimes mistake military aircraft for UFOs. It's far too fast to be a bird and far too small to be a drone.
Yeah, there's no way it's a drone. I don't know. There's no way of actually knowing. We're never going to know the answer. I'm going to say it's aliens because I want it to be exciting.
Storm landing.
Oh,
As
this
I've
is the
already
worst
said,
nightmare.
flying in planes is pretty safe. But the most dangerous part of any flight is the landing.
Oh, no.
That's because that's when most incidences occur. In 2008, a plane was landing at Hamburg Airport in Germany. There's a terrible storm and this affects
Oh my god,
the
look at it,
plane's
it's going
landing.
sideways!
The plane slides from side to side and even scrapes its wing on the runway. Thankfully, the 136 people on board were okay. An investigation also found that the Airbus's computer switched to ground mode.
Oh my god, did you see that? Oh my goodness, it was literally sideways, it was tilting left, right and center and oh no.
And the computer took over and limited the pilot's power when landing. This led to Airbus improving their flight's computers. Hudson River landing.
Landing
In 2009, an Airbus plane was flying to New York's LaGuardia Airport. That was when all of a sudden it struck a flock of birds.
Oh no.
These birds went into the plane's engine, causing it to lose all power.
Oh my goodness. Knowing that one bird can cause a lot of damage, but a flock of birds, you know you're screwed at that point.
The pilots were panicked as they could not reach any airport to make an emergency landing.
Wait, so the entire plane lost power? Oh my goodness. Normally it's like you have an engine down, but if the entire plane loses power, oh my god.
That's when pilot Chesley Sullenberg did the unthinkable. He landed on the Hudson River in Midtown Manhattan. Amazingly, all 155 people on board were okay. They were rescued by nearby boats. And the incident was caught on a Coast Guard video.
Comment down below, what was the scariest plane video? For me, the scariest video for me was the one where the plane landed in a storm. Like, that is literally the worst. A turbulent plane landing is the worst. Knowing when you're safely on the ground after, phew, you know, good relief. But again, like the last one, that was a real thing as well. I'd say that was also equally as scary, maybe second scary. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like if you haven't already, and subscribe down below as well. If you want to see more of this type of content, be sure to let me know, and I'll see you on the next one.